Hey guys, welcome. So this is a new tutorial, a new Maya tutorial, and today we are gonna do the Showel. Um, so let's start. I'll start with the handle on the top, and so I will create a cylinder. I will give this cylinder 12 divisions, and I will move it up. I will rotate it 90 degree on the Z, and I will scale it to match my reference. And I can see that my reference is not exactly in the center, which is annoying. So let's see. Okay, like this should be okay. Now I already have this and I want to create the body, so I will Control D to duplicate it, and I want to make the rotation 0 so it goes back as before. And I will create the body by going to vertex mode, selecting the bottom vertices and bringing them down like this. Then I want to create this red kind of joint, and I already have the cylinder. I'm happy with this cylinder, so I'll just Control D to duplicate it. I go to vertex mode, I take the bottom vertices up, and now I would like to make it a bit more thicker, because it's like an iron thing that, you know, should be thicker. So I will scale it up, and I want to scale it also in these two axes, because I want to make it a bit more chunky. So one way you could do this is by pressing Control and left mouse on the Y axis controller, or you could, you know, going back and forth pressing this yellow square. Either way is fine. Okay, this is good. So now we need to do this kind of joint that goes, you know, down and connects to the body. So to do that, I think the best way will be to start with a cube. So I create a cube and I move it up, put it here, I scale it a bit like this, I place it here, and I think I don't have a side reference. But I think this dude, this kind of, you know, this kind of shape is not as wide as this one. So with scale, I will make it a bit thinner, like this. And now to go downwards, we need to make we need to make a series of extrusions. So I will right click, I will go to face mode, I will select the bottom face, and I will extrude. And I will extrude it downwards. And I will do it again. So I already still have that face selected, so I will extrude it again and I move it downwards. So now I did a sort of diagram in Photoshop, because this shape, as you go down, if you extrude something, you basically, let's say this is our shape from the side view. We are extruding this face here, the bottom one. So as we extrude it and we go down and we go down, basically we are still going to be parallel to the face we started the extrusion, which is this one. So we are just gonna do a series of extrusion that is gonna be all like this. But in this case, it's not what you want, because basically, you see, especially in round faces, in round shapes, you want to follow the curvature. What I mean the curvature, so this handle basically curves in this way, and if you want to create it from a cube, as we started doing it, you will have a series of extrusion that they must follow the curvature. So this is probably gonna be straight because it meets this guy here, but all the other, they need to be perpendicular to, you know, the shape we have. And what is perpendicular is basically, this is perpendicular when the line that intersects the other line is a 90 degree. So this is what we want to have. We want to have a series of extrusion, and then we want to manipulate this extrusion, rotate them, if you want to call it like that, to make it, you know, follow this curvature. So I know this is probably not very intuitive at the beginning, but you know, just try to follow along. So you go to vertex mode and you select this vertex, and I am, you know, if you go to perspective view, you see I'm selecting just these two, and so I will just move them like this, you see, and I do the same on this one. This one should be fine, and then I keep going with my extrusion. So I go to face mode, I select this face, and then I extrude, and I bring it like this. I go to vertex mode, and with the move tool I move this like this. I need more division, as you can see, so I use my knife tool and I press Ctrl. I add one division here and one division here. Then I will add another one here and maybe another one here. So now we need to, you know, shape this based on the curvature of the reference. Like this. Should be okay. I'm trying to speak a bit louder because some students told me that my videos you cannot hear very well. It's because my mic is very cheap. I'm sorry guys, but I'm broke. For now this have to do. But I will try to speak a bit louder and put the mic closer so you know you can hear me. But you might want to, you know, take the volume at max when you listen, if you listen to these tutorials. Yeah, because the audio is not great, I'm sorry. But maybe in the future we'll have another mic. Anyway, this should be okay, like this. Should be fine, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, should be fine. Yeah, like this. Like this. So now I can mirror it on the other side. Let's do it. And I'll do mirror, which is here, and I mirror on X, word, cut geometry off, and do not merge, apply. And we have it. Done. So this is done. Now I will go and keep going with the body. So this red thing that we have here is basically still the same kind of thing we have on the top, that kind of red metal. So this guy probably, you know, it's something like this. Yeah, something like this. And so it's basically the same of the body. So we can use the same of the handle because it's gonna, you know, it's a kind of socket. So I select this and I Ctrl D to duplicate it, and I take the top vertices down by moving them with the move tool, and I bring them around here like this. I then now want to make it a bit thicker because I think it's a bit thicker than the wooden part, as is you know, is, you know, it should kind of, you know, be holding the wood, so it needs to be a bit thicker. So I'll do it a bit thicker like this. And now we want to create this kind of triangle shape. So I did it before. To do it, probably it's better to work in the front view, and you can enable symmetry if you want. So will be object X, I think, maybe on this one. Yeah, object X. So I'll take these two down like this, then I'll take this down as well, this, and we have it. Basically it's done, all thanks to symmetry. If you want to, you know, change it, you can select all of them and scale them, but I think this should be okay. I don't want this, I really don't want this, so I will go to face mode, select and delete them. Good. So now I want to create this sort of thing that you know, is a bit thicker. So knife tool, I press Control and I do like this, and as you can see I've got this sort of, you know, I disable symmetry for now. You see, as the shape on top is like this, the cut is not straight, so it kind of follows and become an arrow. So if you go to selection tool and you go vertex mode, you select these vertices and you scale them like this, they will get straight, and then you move them down. Now I want to select these faces in a loop because I want to create this the thickness, because if you watch the reference, you know, there is some sort of thickness here. This kind of thing is, you know, is gonna be, you know, if you watch it from the profile, it's gonna be something like this. So you have some sort of space in between. Yeah, like this. There is gonna be some sort of space. So we want to have that. So this is gonna be more wide than this. Let's do that. So to select everything in a loop, I select one and then I shift double click and I select all of the others. And I can work, sorry, the mic. I can work between these two views. So from the perspective I do extrude, and I want to move the blue one. Here you go, we have it. Done. It's all good. But now you can see this is a bit empty, so it's not good. You should have some thickness as well. So if I go to right click edge and I double click, I will select all the edges, and I can do an extrusion again and push them inwards, which is the blue arrow usually, and that's it, we have it. Then I go to object mode, and basically we have the shape on the bottom, which actually should be lower than this one, or actually rather maybe this one should be higher. So I go to vertex mode and I bring it up. Now we want to create this sort of joint, and I think the other time I did it starting with a sphere. So I create a sphere, I move it up, and I want to delete half of it like this. Now from here I want to scale the sphere only on the Y, so I create this sort of shape and I move it up. I scale it a bit smaller maybe, and don't worry if the reference is not perfect, it's never really in center, so just be patient, okay? But it's still good. Yeah, I think like this should be okay, but I want to, you know, go on top of that. So I go to edge mode, I double click, so I select on a loop and I extrude upwards. Bam. So we have this. Now let's go ahead and create the blade. So to do this, I think the best way will be to start with a plane. So I create a cube, I make it nice and big, I move it up. Don't move it like this. Stay always in the center. Because this, even if the reference is not perfect, our geos, all what we model so far, is. So just keep it as it is at the origin. This at the center. So, like this, I go to vertex mode, I take it down, and it should be okay. Yeah, should be fine. Now, I want to create the half. So I go to the multicut tool, and we control. Actually, first thing first, we set a plane. This is a cube. So I select this face, and I shift select the other. So I unselect what I want to keep, and everything else will go. I delete it. So now we have like a flat plane we can use, to create the blade. I put it here, kind of in the middle. Now, as I said, I want to find the half. So with the multicut tool, you press Ctrl Shift, and you do like this. And I do it another couple of times. This, and I'm gonna do it even here, like this. Yeah, maybe should be okay. So now, as you can see here, I did this, and it's because it's like a shovel, should be a bit curved, isn't it? So you can get all the snow. To do that, we need to basically select the middle edge first and move it back. I will try to isolate this selection so I can work better. So I do Control 1 with this selection, and you can basically isolate what you have selected. So again, I selected the middle edge by double click on it, and I push it backward. And then I select the two sides one. So double click and you select the loop, and then shift double click, you select another loop, and you move it backward like this. See? Easy. Now I'd like to do the same for here, for the center, because the curvature is also a bit, not only on this, but also a bit on this, like this. Like this should be enough, I think. Yeah, it should be okay. Good. Now, basically, we want to create this shape. So I think the best way will be with the knife tool. So with the knife tool, actually, instead of the knife tool, let's grab this top one. Let's start with the top, okay? I do like this, and I select this. So I create this first shape. You could go symmetry, actually. Symmetry object X. So we can, work with symmetry. So I take this and I move it inwards, because it is like this shovel is probably not perfect. And look, I am considering this side, alright? Don't worry if this is not perfect. Again, the image planes are not always super reliable. So we need to, use also our own imagination. I move this, and also I want to move this one a bit in the center, like this, because I want to maintain a sort of even spacing. I take this and I move it like this. So you see here is so different. Wait a second, what's happening? This this move to this symmetry tool is a bit dodgy sometimes. So look, I'll do like this. I just work on half, right? So I'm sorry guys, let's just work on half, okay? Okay, so this should be good, but I believe I need to fix, I need to fix something here, because we went a bit too far. Yeah, because we want to keep the curvature a bit more nice. And I think like this should be okay. Maybe it's a bit too low poly. So what I'm gonna do maybe is to maybe add another division here, and I teach another tool because now this one they are too close, so I want to move them apart. So to do that you need to, I think, go to mesh tool and then slide edge, and with slide active you need to middle mouse, and you see you kinda slide it. So in this way we can add, you know, more curvature to this, which looks better, and even out a bit like this. Then I'd like to add other divisions on the middle here, one here, and I'm always doing 50%, okay? One here, and here I'll leave it. I go to vertex mode and I move these vertices to, you know, make it a bit more nice. Like this. Yeah, something like this should be alright. Here I'm not super happy of this one. If you want to see how this could be done better, it will be with a knife tool. So you will do like this, and now we remove this, delete edge, mesh tool maybe, sorry, where is edit mesh, delete edge, okay, and here as well. So I press G to repeat the last command, and so I think this shape is more correct. Yeah, we have this sort of behavior. I think is a bit more elegant topology wise, okay? Topology is basically the wireframe work we are doing right here. So now that I did my first half, I want to mirror this on the other side. Let me check. You see, maybe this one needs a bit more. We need to look after this part. We need to create the curvature and look at this from every angle. We need to try to make this curvy like this. Should be fine. Like this. Yes. Good. I think it's gonna be enough, okay? If you want to really make it perfect, you can spend more time on it. I've been a bit, you know, quick, but it should be alright. So, mirror tool. Where is it? Ah, here. I double click on the mirror tool and I mirror in X, same setting of before, apply. And now here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We mirror it and looks fine, but it's not fine. Take a look at my poly count. My poly count is like my good friend. He tells me the truth. So you think, let's marquee selection this one. You think you select one vertex, but in reality there are two, because the mirror doesn't merge the vertices in the center. So if I am to move this, I have one selected now. Take a look. You divide it. This is wrong. This is not good. So to fix this, you need to select the vertices and basically do like this, merge to center, and take a look at what's happening. I have two now, and if you click it, it becomes one. So now if I select it, it's basically one vertex only. Contrarily to this, look, I select this one and I move it. You see? It's open. So you could go ahead and take a look at the difference between selecting with a single click like this, you select one vertex. But if you marquee select, you basically make sure you select, you know, every vertex as is on top of each other, in this case two. So you can go ahead and do like this, select the vertices, make sure they are two, and then merge them and they become one. Or a quicker way is basically to select everything and then shift right click, merge vertices. So there might be some option here, a merge vertices option, and it's the threshold. So I'm pretty sure my threshold is correct, but you probably in your computer it might be that it's not. If it basically merges every vertex and basically all the vertices disappear, then it's not good. It's about the threshold. But to be quicker, I select the center vertices in this case. Even if I select more, it doesn't matter because it won't consider this one because of the threshold. But if I select only the central one, and I do probably this and this, is not important because we already merged them. But this one are 14, but actually they are 7. Take a look: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I do shift right click, merge vertices, and you can check the settings, but I'm sure they are fine. Take a look at here, they will become 7. See? 7. So now they're merged and it's fine. And let's see the curvature here. I am not sure about this curvature. It's a bit flat here, but it's fine for this demonstration, okay? Don't worry too much. So I press Ctrl 1 to get back all my work, and we have basically the blade. So I move it a bit more in the center, and maybe I rotate it tiny bit like this, because it should start straight from the body, isn't it? And then curve. So I think like this should be okay. And I want to now extrude it. And extrude it, I extrude it inward in this case, and it basically reverses my normals. So if I extrude it outwards, it keeps the normals facing us. If you do it the opposite direction, which will be negative extrusion, it becomes black. So I'm gonna do it like this, and it's, everything looks black, and yours gonna say, what is this? But if I go to object mode and I do mesh display reverse, it's gonna reverse the normal, and it will be like we did the extrusion on the other direction, so facing from left to right rather than from right to left. And so this is done. This is good. So one thing I want to do is I want to create this little guy, and let's see if I can do a cheeky situation, and basically start with this one. I command D, Control D to duplicate my blade. I press R to scale it, and I move it here, and I scale it just on the Y to match my image. I move it like this, and I rotate it because I want to make it look like it sits with the other. And I isolate it pressing Ctrl 1 because I think I want to run another extrusion. But in this case, take a look at what I do. So I go to face mode and I one click, shift double click, and I select the outer part. So I select just the rim, the thickness basically, and I delete it. And then I double click on the part behind and I remove it. So I'm left with this plane here. And now I can basically run another extrusion and make it a bit thicker to follow the blade, but shouldn't be thicker like the blade. Something like this. And I go again to mesh display, reverse. So one thing I'd like to make this. I'm not happy with the thickness of this, the bigger blade. So I want to go back and make it, thicker. So take a look at the history. So this is something we never talked about, but every time you do something, I started with a polycube here, and Maya still remembers it till the latest operation we did, which was flipping the normals. But if I go back, I see a poly extrude face, and let's see. So now I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but if I play with the thickness, you see, you can basically make it thicker. Yeah, because I would like it to be a bit thicker. Ctrl 1 to see, too much. So if you press Ctrl and left click, you can basically, you know, keep doing your extrusion. So I think I will go a bit thicker like this. And it should be alright. Now, I want to, you know, probably bring this down, so we are closer to the reference. And this, I want to take these guys and bring them up, like this. Also this. And this one now. So, for the final part, I want to, you see there is a sort of rim kind of thing here. There is a sort of loop. And I want to create it with an extrusion, but I need a new loop to do that. Because in this case, I don't have any geo to create it. So with our friend, the knife, the multicut tool, I go and control, like this. And then I go to selection mode, right click face, and I do it from the perspective view. I single click, shift, double click, and you see you get a plus. So again, single click, shift, double click, and I do an extrusion. And I use my blue arrow in this case. And that's it. Yeah, it should be okay. So now, to make it a bit more nice, one thing we could do is, let's see, yeah, we talk about together about the bevel there, yeah? So let's do the bevel on the top first. So I select right click edge, double click, and you just go to edge mode and double click. Double click. Different from a face, because if you say, oh, okay, you double click, but why don't you shift double click, which is the same thing? Because in this case I can just double click, because if you go to face mode and do double click, it will select everything. If you want to select just the loop, you need to do one click, shift, double click, and we'll just select the loop. But in this case, the edge is already a loop, so I just double click. So I do it on this side here. I do it on this side here, double click, and then double click again, and then I do bevel, and the fraction, you can, you know, fix it with middle mouse and then add 2 segments maybe. If you want to add more, depends. If you want to go very, you know, more high res. Then I want to create some sort of roundness here, so I go edge, I select this one and this one, and I will do a bevel and add 2 segments, and it should be okay. This, there is some, you know, topology that needs to be fixed, because we have now an angle, which is a face with more than 4 edges, so we have so many here, and we need to, you know, address that. Then here again another bevel, a small one this time. Like this is fine. And maybe for like the cherry on top, I will right click edge, 1, 2, shift click, like this. So it's not like this, because if you do one click and then this, it will deselect this one. So you want to one single click, one single left click, and then shift this one. So you see, we have 2 now, and then shift and shift. When you press shift, you got, you know, the plus icon, which means that you can add to the selection. And now I have all 4 selected, 4 here, and I can just do a bevel and add 2 segments, like this. Should be alright. Object mode. So if you want to, now, about troubleshooting topology, if you want to be really picky to troubleshoot this, you will go to vertex mode and you will use this, the target while tool, and you do this. Here, like this. How's the bottom looking like? Oh, here, yeah. Same. La. Leave it like this. Those are trees. It's okay. To be really, really real pro, we should go edge and remove this. Delete edge or edit mesh. Delete edge. So you will remain with something like this that is a 4-side polygon. So it's legit. But don't go so crazy, okay? It's fine. It's not gonna change much for us, for what we are gonna do. Just noticing some small adjustment. Okay. So how to fix this? Same thing. You would use the multicut tool. And I'm just gonna do it on one side. If you want, you can do it on the other. So you do this and this and press enter, and then you could do like this and this, and press enter. So it's 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2 3 4, and we want to do it also on the other side, so but it's hidden from this guy here. So you just select this and control 1, and with the knife tool, with the multicut tool, I'm sorry, I keep saying knife, but because Maya, I think it used to be called knife before, I don't know. Or someone, when I was learning, they said knife, I don't know. So with the multicut tool, I connect these two and I press enter, and I do the same with the above one, and it's it, and that's it. It's all good. So there are 4. Object mode, control 1 to reveal everything else. And yeah, this is our shovel. I think it should be everything. Hope you guys liked this tutorial. For like the final thing, I select everything as I show you in the scene organization video tutorial. You select everything, Control G, double click, Showel _ GRP. That's it. So everything is clean and organized. So that's all. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any question. Cheers.